Sean Baker. I absolutely love Sean Baker. Every time he releases a film,
he's one of the best.
I'm interested.
He's one of the best that we have at the moment.
Yeah.
Easily.
Anora was also a 10 out of 10 film for me.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Give it a 10 out of 10.
Excellent.
I've seen it multiple times, and I just can't fault it. I think it's fantastic. I know a lot of people actually have issues with just the sheer chaos of it, like the dialogue where there's, especially in that big house, and the Russians come over.
I mean, that's one of the best scenes.
That's one of the best scenes.
Good.
It's so weird. Like people just are like, scenes. Oh, what's going on? There's nothing going on here. It's just people shouting and stuff like that.
What would you do in that situation?
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, Anora, man, fuck me. I don't even know where to start. It's just so brilliantly directed. I think that something that makes his movies stand out is just the realism of how the characters just speak to each other. Like they're all talking over each other, and it just feels like you're actually watching real people. Yeah, and it's so effortless.
It's very documentary-like. I think that's the common thread, like with a lot of his stuff.
And what I like about Anora is that it's very documentary-like, but it's also very cinematic, more than his other films.
Yeah.
And so, and just Mikey Madison's character alone, fuck me.
Yeah, I mean, she killed it, man.
She's so brilliant.
And from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, being set on fire in the pool.
I didn't even recognize her.
Oscar. No, she's amazing.
Yeah, she's great.
She's so good.
All of the characters were great. I mean, the Russian guy. I mean,
he played such a great little shit. Like Ivan is the he's the worst person.
And the other guy, Yura Bozimov.
Oh yeah.
Borisov. He was also great, and I thought it was interesting, and something that's rarely happens for me. I've noticed in films where like you have like this side character that kind of doesn't feel like there's going to play a much part. They're just kind of like background characters, and then he very subtly points to him in the film, and you're kind of like, I've noticed that. I've noticed what he's done there.
Yeah,
I've noticed how he's kind of being a little bit nice to Mikey Madison's character. Maybe that's going to play up in the film. Probably not. That's probably just for comedic effect.
And I think that's also a result of a great performance and great directing as well, because it's very subtle what he does.
Yeah, it is.
And he plays it so perfectly.
I'd say probably Anora is probably Sean Baker's best film. I absolutely love all of his films. But
and the interesting thing is, even though it is, in a way his most like commercial and mainstream, it doesn't lose anything that made him who he is.
That's why it's his best, because it just adds to it.
Yeah, no, it's
it doesn't
like
retract from
people are experiencing his style, but like kind of on a grander, more mainstream scale.
Yeah.
Which I found really interesting. But yeah, no complaints about that man. Deserved all the Oscars, and I loved his speech. I don't know if you saw it, where he talked about like this is how important independent film is.
Yes, yeah,
and putting that in the spotlight, and I think that's very important and just so inspiring.
And also
because even though like like we were saying, it is his biggest film, still has a very small budget.
Yeah.
And Mikey Madison isn't really like a household name. Yeah. So the fact that it did so well and like they still very much made it with an indie spirit, I think that's great.
Totally agree. And
fantastic.
Something also that I think elevates the film to new heights is you can't. One thing is that you can't kind of put it in a box in terms of genre. Like it's a comedy. It's also a bit of a thriller, drama. There's so many different vibes to the film that you can explore and take apart and analyze. You can watch it on a surface level and enjoy it. You can watch it on a deeper level and analyze it and see more stuff. But something that really stands out to me, and something that actually made me really emotional whenever I watch it, actually, was just that last scene. The last scene where they're in the car and she just breaks down is something that really caught me off guard. And it's also another rare thing that happens in films where it just completely adds a new dimension to it. It's kind of mind-blowing how, you see this Mikey Madison character and she's funny and she's so like, she's so bratty. You're like, get the fuck off me, you fucking bitch. And then you're like, at the end with this last scene, you're like, oh my God, wow, she's a real human being and she's so messed up. She's never been treated like by another man. And
she spent the whole film trying to convince herself that like whatever Ivan was giving her, that's love, and it's not.
Yeah.
But that's interesting because it's also a result, of the world that she's in. Being a sex worker.
and the realization that she's having throughout the film that you know, when she's kind of annoying in some ways, where she's just like telling her mum, "This is real fucking love, man." Like she knows it's not real love, but she's
trying to save face.
She's trying to save face. Yeah.
Like, we are married, me and Yvonne. Sorry, this is just gonna be like an accent.
We're fucking married
now.
You can't do jack shit.
What? You want to go to the private room? Come on.
Oh man, she's just.
We
great.
love you, Mikey Madison.
She's
You're
brilliant.
So good. We love you.
She's absolutely brilliant. And that last scene, man, it brought tears to my eyes. It really did, because it was just. It was such good characterization.
I also think another reason why she's such a great actress is the eyes.
Yeah.
Like in that scene, the close-up, those eyes just say so much.
She's saying so much with the eyes.
Yeah. Oh my god, man.
And you just and fair play to her. She's going to do it incredibly well. Like her career is going to be great. And I'm always looking forward to whatever Sean Baker does. I'm always on board. Yeah. And I feel like he's a director. And maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but he might. It's just setting up for disappointment, but I think he genuinely is going to be a director where every film he does is just going to be in the correct spirit of just what made him famous in the first place, what made him so good. He's never going to take away from
I don't think he's ever going to lose like his spirit, his indie spirit, like we were saying.
Yeah.
Ever.
One critique that people mentioned, and I'll be interested to hear what you have to say about this, is the sexualization of it. And Sean Baker, he's always got a lot of sexual stuff in his films, and that kind of is related to the film that you're going to talk about. But a lot of people don't like how sexual it is. A lot of people have said, you know, kind of there's too many sex scenes. Like, why? It's just so over the top. I think that's another thing that people had major issues with. But I just don't agree, because I feel like there's a point to it. There's a purpose to why he's showing these scenes, and I never felt like it was, you know, just for the sake of it.
Exactly. No, never. And that's the thing with his films. They never feel like they're exploiting their subject.
No, never.
It's very empathetic. And if you're going to make a film about a sex worker, you're going to see some sex.
Of course.
You're going to see, you know.
Of course. I understand
like
the criticism, but I don't.
It would be exactly the same if you were making a film about a doctor and people were like, oh, this incision scene is a bit too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're making a film about a surgeon. What else are you going to see?
It's just about the realism of
exactly.
of showing
for sure.